was a surprisingly nice little spot, even right next to the freeway. At night, it's just white noise and...
The freeway was kind of fun to actually watch during the day because you could see all the different trailers and rigs and stuff coming in and out of Quartzsite.
Also, we figured out that that Arco dropped their price for diesel by 8 cents on Monday.
Yeah.
It's Tuesday, so we took advantage of that. So through the weekend is not, indeed, the best price. It's
Monday was the best price so far.
Yeah. So we're leaving here and we're gonna go find another spot. And you go, dang, that truck looks like it's sagging. It's because we don't have our weight distribution bars set up for 2 reasons. 1, we won't be going very fast. 2, we won't be going very far. And we have an upgrade to do today, hence the Dalmatian spotted
Project close.
Project close, there you go. Our goal is to find a nice level spot, finer rocks rather than the bigger rocks, a little bit farther away from folks, and we want a saguaro.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
That would be nice.
Let's go find one. We have landed. It's a lovely spot, and we've got a big old saguaro over there, and then we got a big old saguaro over there, and there's a cholla cactus and whatnot, and we got this whole place to ourselves. There's a fire pit here if we wanted it. Yeah, I can see one rig over there.
There's a couple over there.
Yeah, down that way, but we're a little farther away from folks, and you can just like 5% hear the interstate as much as we were before. So it's like nothing. And it's a great spot here to work on our big project. Got everything all set out again. And here we are. So we've got a compressor that will compress air into these suckers. These are Continental airbags, and this is the Atlas Air A5000. So the specific kit, the Dodge/Ram 2500. I know that this one works for our truck, and then this is really awesome. We've got a jack stand here, so we'll stick one on each side. It's a set. And then we've got a bottle jack, but our truck is pretty high. We're gonna have to get creative, I think, with that. But fun fact, never stay under a vehicle that is just jacked up. You wanna make sure it's on jack stands. So anywho, we've got a little bit of digging in to do, and we've got lots of airline, and this even came with airline, which I'm very relieved about. And it came with a ton of hardware, and this is like heavy duty, hard, heavy stuff. And these bags, they look a little interesting. It's just because that's how the rubber is. It doesn't matter what they look like as long as they perform well. I don't know that we actually showed you how squishy this Ram is and why we're doing this. The Ram 2500s don't have leaf springs, and it's actually something that makes the ride in the city for most people more comfortable. What does it really look like, and why do I hate it even unloaded without our trailer? I don't like a squishy ride, and I'm just gonna go ahead, and I'm maybe, I don't know, what, a third? This is kind of what we see, and I'm only about 200 pounds or so, and this is just me going, this sucks. And why does it suck? Well, you can think that like there's 3 to 3.5 times more of my weight going down the road, right? What happens is the weight is coming up off the front axle, of course, when this is happening, and you may potentially lose control. We've never lost control. That's not really been an issue for us, but we don't like that ride going up and down. So this is why we're gonna go ahead and stick airbags in here. We don't have to remove anything, which is really nice. This is all a secondary system. When we had airbags in a previous 2500, I like that firm ride. It improved it 100-fold. I mean, it was just so nice. And if you have a truck camper, this is just a no-brainer. Oh, let's get started. I should note that I'm not a mechanic. I'm just an idiot on the internet, so don't follow my advice. We most definitely do not have enough clearance down here. I tried by the axle, but I'm also concerned that it might get in our way. So instead, we're gonna go ahead, and this is just, I don't know what I don't know sort of thing, and I would definitely say Oxblocks would not recommend this, but these are rated for up to 10,000 pounds. We are putting significantly less weight than that on these very temporarily, so I can get a jack stand in here. So there we go. Our bottle jack just does not have the reach here. I'm also probably doing everything wrong and violating at least 15 federal laws. All right, let's see.
Looks like you're just barely off.
All right. Drop the pin in there, good. So that could come out if I wanted it to. And now, in theory, go ahead, drop this. And then that's resting on that. Can we get the wheel off? This is cool. So you twist this to release and then you tighten it back up and that'll go up and down. But it also is really nice with this guy. And this is a 12 ton. This is way more than we need, but I'd really rather have a heavier duty bottle jack than something that can't quite lift. So, okay, there we go. Let's just get a little more height on that. Yeah, come on, there we go. Excellent. All right, it took 3 attempts to figure out what's gonna work. And I'm super sketchy about this gravel, but everything's looking super solid. We got the pin in there. Aux blocks, another freaking win for these, because we've been in some places where, you know, up to this point, we've only used it on the trailer, but no damage on this, not very much flexing that I've noticed, but it's got, I mean, wow, that is freaking awesome. So I did not know. I'm like, we don't have any wood to put underneath this, right? And you don't want to use pine, you know, when you're jacking things up. So anyways, we figured one side out, the next, go 5 times faster. For the other side, just so Emma kind of knows what to look for in case she ever needs to swap a tire or something like that on the side of the road. She's doing this one. This is great. This guy is loose. This is holding everything. We're all pinned up and yeah, we're good to go there. So we're just gonna leave that. And move these out of here. Wow, I feel like we're really doing something today.
Yeah.
Okay. So these airbags will go ahead and they'll sit. We need to remove, shouldn't be too hard. Gotta remove these guys. We're gonna place it right here. They'll be in place of the bump stops from what I understand. Do a little bit of reading and then this shouldn't be that hard. Honestly, it's just bolt on and you don't even have to drill into your frame or anything like that for this, so that's great. Okay, we're gonna take these swivel fittings first. And like with this one, they only go one way. So there's a 3rd hole up here and this is the only thread it'll fit in. So you get it hand tight and then you go an additional 1.5 times around. So I'm right here, I'll go, this is 1.5. We are lining these up. This is going to be the right bag, this is the left bag, this is the front, and then of course that's the rear. So we're still, these instructions, honestly, they kind of suck. I'm sure it's not that hard, but our thing came so beat up, like this is crap. We have never done anything like this, and there's not a single video out about this particular setup. So we were wondering like how, okay, you have to attach these 2 plates. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Why wouldn't they just make one bigger plate? And the instructions aren't super clear. They actually tell you to go ahead and bolt these plates together, like pre-install these together. Don't do that. Turns out there's a bolt here and a bolt here, which seems like it would be crooked, but it's not. And these actually attach to the truck in place of the bump stops. So they'll go to the truck and then you bolt these guys together. So then it holds it all together. So this is the upper end and we haven't even gotten to the lower end. But if you're scratching your head wondering what the heck, you're not alone. So, okay, these are the attachment bolts. Oh my God. And we'll probably save our bump stops because you never know, right? Oh, we might need a swivel fitting for this. Or just a wrench. That's all right. Okay, now I feel like we're cooking. There's nothing worse than, like, written instructions are terrible. Like, they just like, it's never quite as easy. Like, and you have to know what they call things versus Ram calls things, you know, Stellantis, whatever. But a video though is worth 1,000 and yes, we're good. Okay, so remove the old bump stops, so you put this plate in, and then this plate will mount to the next plate that mounts to the bag to, oh, now we're doing things. We're mechanicking. Okay. And fun fact, so this plate looks perfectly straight here, right? Parallel with the rotor. But I didn't understand why these bolts were like loppy, right? They're like kind of crooked. It's because the frame itself is crooked. I'm guessing it's for like impact rating and to get around stuff, but like, so that the energy will disperse outwards. That's pretty cool. All right, that ain't going nowhere. I feel like we should add Loctite, but I don't know that we'll even need, they don't call for it, so I don't want to modify anything. All right, we also installed this upside down because, yes, why wouldn't you? It's just fun. So, okay. Now, so this plate attaches like so, and then there's bolts that will attach these two plates together. And, look at that. Okay, don't want to overdo you. Get off there. So now this leaves just enough room that we can go ahead. Yeah, look at that. And then those will set in right here some way, I think. Right? Come on. Cooperate. Right? That should work. Okay, this one's here. Okay, but you see there's a bump stop issue here. Or there's a mounting issue. Still, kind of just turned the issue around, didn't we? Oh boy, trial and error. Oh boy, it's the time to step away because we have been at this for an embarrassingly long period of time. I've tried every single thing you possibly could. Flip it this way, flip it the other way, flip it the other way, you know, and then tried every combination I can think of. And essentially what we're running into is that there's a top plate and a bottom plate. And this is easy, right? This would be no problem. It's this part. And so the there's an elongated hole here that is supposed to be towards the front. So it could be either this way or the triangle could be pointed this way. But if you do it this way, the plate, it basically tilt, like it's at an angle, and that's not okay because this one is supposed to be just perpendicular with the frame. So we don't want it to be at an angle. So then you would have to flip the long bolt that way. Then it's not at an angle. They would basically, they'd be a little askew, right? I think it would come out just a slight bit. There's then a gap right here, which this guy should be able to poke through. And unfortunately, that gap is not wide enough, so everything doesn't line up, and then you can't tighten her down. And this has been driving me freaking mad. So for the Ram 2500, it looks like it's just slightly off, which you could potentially do is just then cut into the mount, you know, the bracket itself a little bit and just make some extra room. And I'm so uncomfortable with that. Like things shift, they move. I don't want to like just blow one of the valves out and you not be able to remove that, right, or extract it. And I certainly don't want to modify anything from the factory. So yeah, huge bummer. I guess it's one of those things that was kind of too good to be true. I thought it was one of those Amazon reviews. Basically, it's an Amazon Vine program where they will send you a product in exchange for the review. And in this case, I was going to do an install video, but no dice. So I'm curious if they have a modification that they might suggest, or maybe they can just send us another part. But I sent their support an email requesting some help with a whole video. So we'll see about that. But what a bummer, man. It does say you need a very sharp 5/16 drill bit, and then it doesn't tell you where to drill. So that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, and I just can't think of any modification that we could do that would fix this. Their directions suck. And on top of not telling you which is the driver's side or the passenger side, it's just not, you know, and it also came so beat up. Whatever. That's nitpicking, but Colt's not stressed out at all. He's a good boy. He does not care. I gotta say, I am a little bit bummed about this, but we do have the original bump stop back on there. And I think, like the Timbrins, they basically look kind of like this, and they just mount right there, you know. And same things as Sumo springs, those are pretty good too. Now, the Sumo springs I don't think can take as much load, and I don't think they're as tall, but the Timbrins look pretty similar to this. So I think that's probably gonna be the way to go. We'll return these. And I'm really bummed. One, because this is a lot of work. But two, I was hoping the airbags, we've loved them in the past. The performance. Moment of truth, the wheels fall off. Whoa. That was lifted. That was up there. Oh, yeah. It did not. Oh, it was touching the camera's top. Oh man. Whew, feels good to have a nice shower. We've taken more showers with this tank of water than I feel like we typically do.
Well, I think part of it's like that scarcity mentality. Like I think like here we know we can't just go get more water quickly. Whereas like,
or at least not for free.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and like in the past, it's like, oh, we know there'll be another like gas station down the way that we can dump and fill at, like no big deal.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But if 6 showers in, like that's pretty good.
Yeah.
On top of dog water and all that good stuff. When I had moved the truck, fun fact, the wheels did not fall back off. So yeah, that was a lot of work for absolutely zero payoff. And
we did learn how to jack our truck up though.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, we got those stands. And I feel super confident. So that's the first time I've ever used those jack stands and that specific bottle jack. And we have a smaller one that sucks in the truck. And so I knew that we could do it, but no. I gotta say, I really like this spot.
I do too.
It is peaceful, it's quiet. There was maybe 3 people total that kind of went back and forth.
Some of them are ATVs.
Yeah, which is, I don't know, people complain about them, but we got some beautiful saguaros. We'll have to do a little bit more exploring tomorrow. And for our last stay here, I don't want to move on. I'm in no hurry, but we also have a couple places that we need to be.
I think we might be able to push our stay here until Friday morning.
Yeah, it's just beautiful.
Yeah, this is a nice spot.
Oh, it's lovely. And so, yeah, the freeways down there, man, I don't know. I will say, I think that the sunset, it might just be my...
I think we're up higher, up here.
Yeah.
I think we're up behind a higher mountain.
That mountain over here, we're just closer to it because back there, way out there in the distance is actually where we were. So we're getting a little bit less sun, but the truck is positioned perfectly, so we should be able to get some of that morning and afternoon, and then evening. But our batteries are doing great. Colt's having a wonderful time, and yeah, oh, that's what I was gonna say. We get off on these little tangents and I forget what the heck we're talking about. Yeah, I think I have concluded that airbags are not in our future. We set up the returns, and what a shame.
Yeah.
That would have been such a cool thing. But I think that like airbags for our setup with the weight distribution and the way that it's currently performing, I think we need to find something a little simpler. I think something like Timbrins is just, I think that is a solution.
Yeah.
And then no electronics, no crap, like, no, it's simple. Keep it simple, right? And then with Timbrins though, you still get a good ride. It's a little, obviously, you still get that softer ride. I like a good firm ride, but. Any last words?
I'm not going to comment on that. On a different note, I did burn my fingies making dinner tonight. All of them. I grabbed the pan with my bare hand instead of my oven-mitted hand.
She burnt her fingies. It's probably because she's left-handed. Anywho.
Probably.
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye, guys.
Bye.